Hey everyone, it's Lisa here, and it is yet another Wild Wednesday. And up until now, we've talked a little bit about your heart song, what makes your heart sing, and honoring your own true nature, or what I like to call answering the call to your wild. And I thank you all for sharing and your comments. It's really fun hearing your stories. And I wanted to actually comment on a couple of you mentioned something to the effect of, "You're so lucky, Lisa. You live in Italy." And yes, I am lucky. You're right. But what I wanted to talk a little bit about today is the fact that I consider myself lucky on purpose. And my brother said that to me at one point. "You're the luckiest person I know. You always get what you want." And no, I don't. But if I had to put a number on it, I would say I have a pretty good average. And now, after studying coaching and neuroscience, I have realized that it's something that is replicable. You can be lucky on purpose. And to illustrate this, I'm just going to tell one of my mini stories of being lucky on purpose. And this is probably my favorite one, and it's 100% true. So at this point, it's like 20 some odd years ago, I had been a carpenter and had shoulder surgery and realized I couldn't build houses forever. So I decided I wanted to do the creative part and learn interior design. So I decided to go back to school in Italy. At the time, my partner and I were living in Hawaii, and I had built 2 houses on our land. And we had been trying to sell one of them for about 9 years, literally, since I'd built it. It was rented. And now we suddenly found ourselves in the position of needing to sell not one, but 2 houses so that we could move to Italy and I could go back to school for interior design. And it was a big problem because at that point I had actually committed to the school. I had sent in my tuition and it was a real deal. It was happening. And as I said, we'd been trying to sell 1 house and now we had to sell 2. And at a certain point, I had a little mini panic attack and thought, what the heck have I done? How are we going to sell these houses? And having exhausted all the possibilities, having listed with realtors and it hadn't sold, I did something that I don't do very often. I asked for help. And I still remember the day. I was in my kitchen. There was nobody home but me. And I got down on the floor on my knees and put my forehead on the ground. I was covering all the bases of all of the religions on the planet and then some. And I just said out loud, "God, Goddess, all that is, I need help. I need to sell these houses. I'm going to Italy." And that was it. I got up and went about my way. And 2 days later, the phone rang. I answered it. And this person said, "Hi, my name is Brenda, and I stayed at the B&B next to your house a couple of years ago. And they told us you have a house for sale. Is it still for sale?" And I said, "Yeah, sure. Come on down." Well, she came down with her friend Tom. He was the one who was looking for a house. So we went over to the other house on our property. We walked across the property and looked at the house, and then we came back to have coffee at our house. And at a certain point, Tom said, "Well, I like your house. I'd like to buy your house." And Elena and I said, "Well, that's not going to work for us because we can't move into the other house, wait for it to sell, and then move to Italy. I'm sorry. It's the other house that's for sale." And so they left. And with them, our hopes, basically. And then, about a week later, the phone rang again, and it was Tom this time. And he said, well, I still want to buy your house, and I've convinced Brenda to buy the other house. Brenda, by the way, was not looking to buy a house, but now she was buying the other house. So she and Tom bought the whole property together. We closed the deal without any realtors, so no commissions, and I made it to school on time. So, call it a miracle. I would call it a miracle. But that is exactly what happened. And what I have realized since then is that, well, let me just quote Johann Wolfgang Goethe, the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All kinds of things occur that would otherwise never have occurred. So, I am lucky on purpose. And this type of thing has happened many times in my life. And I've realized that it's a process. And it involves certain steps. Firstly, a commitment. You're definitely going to do something. Secondly, consistent positive steps toward that commitment. You have to do something. 3, ask for help. This is the hard part for most of us. But it's amazing what happens when you do. And 4, I'll just say it, expect miracles. I would love to hear some of your stories of miracles that have happened in your life and how you are lucky on purpose. And if you would like to have this story and the whole process in a written form, I'm very excited to share my ebook with you. Guess what it's called? How to Be Lucky on Purpose. And you can just click on the link below and you'll get your free ebook, which, by the way, is actually the 2nd chapter in the book that I am writing. What's the title of that book? It's time to answer the call to your wild. So I'm very excited about all of this and the miracles that are going to happen around the book, etc., etc. I would love to have you be part of that audience. And if you sign up for my ebook, you'll be on my email list, and I'll let you know when the book is ready. So share with me your experiences of being lucky on purpose, and I will talk to you next Wild Wednesday. Ciao for now.